Grandpa, please sit next to the fireplace. Mama and Daddy, you sit there on the sofa.
Anna and her brothers and sister have prepared a special Christmas program just for Grandpa Strasser, who is visiting them in Chicago all the way from Germany. Grandpa settled back in Mama's comfortable rocking chair and sipped hot cocoa.
Ah, just like the good old days. The Strasser family back on stage.
The children looked at each other, wondering what Grandpa could mean, but they didn't ask. They were eager to start their show. First, Peter recited the Christmas story from the Gospel of Luke. Then Marta played her piano recital piece. Tommy stood on his hands while his puppy stood on his hind legs. And Anna pirouetted like a ballerina. To end their program with a grand flourish, the four children sang Silent Night.
Wonderful, wonderful. How did you know Silent Night was my favorite Christmas carol?
Mama told us.
Did she also tell you the song is known all over the world because of a singing family named Strasser?
Hey, that's our name.
That's right. In fact, my great-great-grandfather was the oldest boy of that singing family.
I know him. We had a picture of him here. He has lots of whiskers.
That would be my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, right?
A lot of whiskers, and grapes for sure. But the Strasser family was really special. They even sang for the King of Prussia.
A king? Wow.
It's quite a story.
Time for a story.
It happened many, many years ago in Oberdorf, a little village near the city of Salzburg in Austria. A story is told that one winter afternoon, a very sad pastor, Joseph Moore, barely noticed the beautiful Christmas decorations in St. Nicholas Church. All he could think about was the broken organ.
How terrible.
They say it was mice.
Mice, how?
By chewing holes in the bellows. In the old days, you had to pump air through the pipes with bellows to make the sounds. But that could have been easily fixed today. Many think it was the dampness caused by the flooding from the nearby Salzach River. Pastor Moore was so disappointed. No music on Christmas Eve. There was no time to get it repaired. But then, one of his church members, John the woodchopper, showed up.
I have happy news, Pastor. My wife just had a baby boy. Will you come to our house and bless him?
Pastor Moore was so glad to go. It was so cold, he put an extra shirt on to walk through the snow.
Why didn't we take a snowmobile?
When he arrived at the cabin, he saw Maria rocking the new baby. He held the baby and prayed that God would protect the baby. As Pastor Moore walked home, he talked to God and couldn't help but think about another family. Can you guess who? It reminded him of the wonderful night so long ago when Jesus was born. Then more words came to him. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. By the time he got home, he had written a poem. Even though it was late, he kept writing. He didn't finish till 4 in the morning.
That makes me tired just thinking about it.
Later that day, Pastor Moore's friend Franz Gruber came to visit. Mr. Gruber was the village school teacher and church organist. Yes, he asked Mr. Gruber to look at his poem, and the school teacher thought it sounded like a song. He asked if he could take it with him. When Mr. Gruber left, Pastor Moore prayed about his Christmas Eve sermon. Even if they didn't have music, they would still have Jesus. After the opening prayer on Christmas Eve, Pastor Moore heard music. He looked up to see Franz Gruber coming down the aisle of his church, strumming his guitar. Several children followed him, singing Silent Night. Everyone clapped. They had music after all.
I'm so glad.
Well, after Christmas, a repairman came to fix the organ. When he finished, he asked Franz Gruber to play something. Herr Gruber played Silent Night, and the organ builder and repairman Karl Maracher thought it was so beautiful, he memorized it. When Herr Maracher got back to his home in Ziller Valley, he played the song at his church. In the audience that day were 2 singing families, the Rainiers and the Strassers. They both began to sing this song when they traveled. Our Strasser family has 4 children who sang everywhere.
They sing Silent Night?
Yes, all over the country.
Like rock stars?
Not exactly. They mainly sang at merchant fairs.
What is merchant fair?
They didn't have shopping malls yet, so merchants sold their products at fairs like a giant flea market. They had booths with hats, shoes, plows, and wagons.
What did the Strassers sell?
Goatskin gloves. At each fair, the Strasser children would stand by their father's booth and sing. People would stop to listen to and then buy gloves. Whenever they sang Silent Night, the people would shout, "More!" One evening at the end of the summer, the Strasser family received a surprise invitation from King Frederick William IV of Prussia.
So you said you were asked to sing with the president of the White House.
Mama, does my hair look alright?
Now it's a little easier. And Tommy, straighten your tongue. What did
Did he like the song?
Indeed he did. He declared from that day forward that Silent Night would be sung every Christmas at the royal palace.
And when the Strasser family grew up, they taught the song to their children, and the song traveled all over the world.
We are part of this very special history, but most important, this song tells us so clearly what Christmas is all about. Do you know what message is given every time someone sings Silent Night?
That
One silent night, God sent His Son, Jesus, to be born in a manger.
Christ
the Savior is born.
I'm so glad Jesus came.
And I'm so glad you know Jesus is your Savior.
So at the fireplace, the whole family sang Silent Night.